Hello, it's Icy, and I'm back again with something I haven't done for a while, a tech tutorial. This one, and probably a few after this, are going to be about passwords. How to make a good password, how to make a secure password, how to make a password that you can remember, how to make a password that's all of three of those things at once. That'll be in this episode. Other episodes will be about safe ways to use passwords and other information on the internet. So let's get to it. Okay, I have a couple of schemes for making secure, easy to remember passwords. Some are better than others. I'm going to tell you all of them because one of these is probably right for you, which will mean you have a better password than the word password. And I really hope that nobody out there is doing that. Okay, so here's the first one. I look around and pick two random things that I can see around me and join them up somehow. So I'm going to say light because there's a light right in front of me. Light. And looking around as well, we will pick shelves. Or should we pick teapot? No, we'll pick shelf. So shelf. Actually, no, we'll say shelves because it will make the password longer. So already we have a fairly long password that's easy to remember. You just have to remember the two keywords. And if it's something that's around you all the time, that shouldn't be too hard. But this password is not yet secure. Certainly it only has lowercase letters, which would mean most systems wouldn't accept this as a secure password because you need to have at least one uppercase, at least one number, and at least one character as well. So let's make this slightly more secure. So let's make that, instead of a light with an I, let's make it a light with an exclamation mark. That's pretty good. All right, so we need a capital. So let's go capital S for shelves. And we need a number at least. So light shelves, it's not super rememberable. So maybe we would say something like the light is on the shelves. So maybe we will go 0N for on. So now we have a password that's still fairly easy to remember, is long, is complex, and would work quite well. So I might add none of the passwords you will see that I will give examples for are actually any passwords that I use in any way. So I will use some of the schemes for creating the passwords, but none of these actual passwords here. So that's not bad. The problem is, at the moment, we still have the word shelves. One way that passwords are cracked is they're compared against a dictionary. So that the word shelves would pop up, and then the rest of it is, we've only got like 7 characters for the rest of it. So it's not too hard to basically run 7 characters through a system to work out what they are. So that's the disadvantage with this scheme. The other disadvantage is you do need to remember which letter was it that I switched out for a symbol? Was it the L I made an exclamation or the I? And then you might need to go, oh, but which letter did I make a capital? Was it the L or was it the S? That if you use this password all the time, you'll remember those. If it's just an occasional use thing, you won't necessarily. But this is one good way of making a password that's fairly easy to remember. Okay, here's the second way. The second way would be to do something like pick a book. Oh, that'll do. Okay, here we go. We've picked The Mirror Mask by Neil Gaiman and Dave McKean. So what you can do is book, a song, an artwork, poem, anything along those lines, and then use the information there to create a password. So mirror mask. So let's go MM, And then we've got Neil Gaiman, so let's go NG, and Dave McKean, so let's put an and in. Dave McKean. And then we need a number, so I'm guessing let's go with publishing date of 2005. Okay, so we've got a pretty secure looking password there. We just need to change, we just need caps. So let's go Neil and Dave. And then we've got a pretty good password there, actually. That's fairly long. It's reasonably easy to remember as long as it's a book or a song or an artist or something that you remember quite well. And you've ended up with quite a decent password. Still got the same problem as like which part of it did I put the caps in? But there's nothing searchable there. There's no dictionary words, so it's actually pretty good. So the next type of password is called a passphrase, and it is actually a phrase, like as in we will type out a whole phrase and use that to remember the password. So it can be anything, a poem, favorite line from a song, anything at all really, a famous quote. So let's go, just as an example, we'll go the quick brown fox. So looking at that, we've got quite a lot of characters already. And we could keep going. It doesn't take that long to type the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. But it has the disadvantage of you need to remember, once again, so we're going to have to put in some caps. We're going to need to, the space does count as a character, a special character, but some systems might not like spaces, so you could go underscores or dashes. Once again, you need to remember what you use where. And you need to, of course, add in some symbols as well. So that's okay. That's about as complex, especially if you finish the whole phrase. That's pretty reasonable. But once again, it's full of dictionary searchable words. So the longer the password, the longer it would take to search until we're getting, up until thousands of years to crack a password. But you will find some systems limit the length of a password that you can use. I ran across one just the other day that would only let me have a password of 12 characters long. So you might be limited as to where you can use a passphrase. Actually, one good thing for passphrases, a good place, are the security IDs on your Wi-Fi. So the SID that you use to connect to Wi-Fi, passphrase for the sort of the password in there, using a long passphrase is a good one. So this is the final way I have, which is my favorite, is the way that I get the most secure passwords. So is to go back again to your passphrase idea, but rather than using the whole word, you just use the first initial. The way I like to use this is usually with like a Christmas carol or some other song that I really know extremely well. So we're going to go with Jingle Bells. So let's go with jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride. Okay, that's probably long enough. We've got a lot of characters there. Now that looks random, totally random. So now we need to go through and we need to add uppercase, special characters, numbers. Okay, so we're going jingle bells, jingle all. So let's make all an at instead. The way, oh, what fun it is to, that's easy, let's just make it a 2, and ride. There's only one, so we just make the last one a capital so we remember. And voila, you've got super secure password, easy to remember, no need to write it anywhere, and yeah, that works, totally works. Now, That's a very long password. You wouldn't use it in all locations. You would use this as a master password, the password that locks all other passwords. And when we come back for the next tutorial, I'll go into where you would use a master password. So, thank you for watching. I hope that you go away right now and look at your passwords and see which ones are not as strong as they could be and change them. Please don't use any of the passwords I have actually typed out on the screen. Make up your own, but use the ideas. So if this was helpful, please do leave a comment, ask me questions, give us a like, that would be wonderful. Do subscribe, I'd love it if you would, and thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.